What is going on, guys? I come to you today slightly annoyed because I've already done this video once and the microphone fucked up, which conveniently actually segues me better than the first time into what I want to talk to you about. Okay, so to cut across every point that I want to do, I won't know if I remember it exactly. Actually, that's already the intro fucked up worse than it originally was. Basically, no new computer equals no you know, proper Raw reviews until I can get everything up and running properly for that. So this career mode, again, don't see it as a serious career mode, but don't see it as something that ain't going to come on the channel that often, because that's not true. Whenever I have an issue to talk about, or, well, a Raw or SmackDown episode to talk about with you guys, I'll use this as a platform to give you some footage, and quite frankly, not do face cam or anything like that when I'm completely fucked, because I'm recording this at like 5:20 in the AM on Wednesday morning, so it's just post SmackDown Live basically. So we're going to be reviewing or even reacting to Raw and SmackDown today as a whole and comparing the shows in a way. So first and foremost, let's just do a mini, even though there already is one. Look for it on my channel if you do want to see it in more depth. A Fastlane review or reaction. Some people post Fastlane didn't like Goldberg being champion. I did, but as I said, we'll go further into that throughout the whole review. So basically, Raw and SmackDown, you know, it's days or weeks like this that just really highlight how much better SmackDown is over Raw. Like, I can literally tell you, ask me in 2 days everything that happened on SmackDown, and after a brief period of recollection, I could probably tell you like 9 out of 10 things. Like, I could tell you that Nikki and John won their match via stereo finishes. I can even tell you that Maurice shoved Nikki into the ring post afterwards, you know. And sure, I'll be able to tell you little minute details about Raw, like, you know, Samoa Joe beat Jericho with a Coquina clutch on the outside and stuff like that. But, you know, even the small things on SmackDown I can remember, but I can't on Raw. And it's nothing to do with 3 hours or whatever, but we'll get more into detail with that. I'm just trying to line up every point and then segue back into those points at regular intervals. So SmackDown started off with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and they announced, you know, everybody knew, but okay, they announced that it'll be AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for a #1 contendership for the WWE Championship. The winner will face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt didn't appear on the show, which I'm not a fan of, unless he's doing some like crazy demon shit where he's reinventing himself or readying another Wyatt family or something like that. Not a fan of it. But apart from that, and I guess, and this is nitpicking, the fact that AJ isn't in the main event of WrestleMania, or that the tag team champions didn't appear on SmackDown. Minute details like that, I suppose, are the only thing that annoys me. With Raw, it's very, very different. So immediately, like, you look at the 3 hour time slot and you think to yourself, wow, it's not, you know, it's not going to be fun to watch, man. There's too many breaks. I don't know if it's the same in America, but on Sky Sports here in the UK, there's too many breaks. And Raw, I'll be honest with you, man, I can't really remember a lot that happened in Raw, but all I remember thinking was, wow, that was a poor show, man. Like, and I love how most fans, just because, and don't get me wrong, you know, it's in my name, I love The Undertaker. But I love how, like, most fans, like, when it's on, like, the WWE poll and whatever, did you enjoy Raw tonight, or what would you rate Raw, thumbs up or thumbs down and all this shit. And you see people giving it thumbs up and you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, literally, they've only got like 20-minute memories, and you are the kind of fans, and I don't want to sound insulting to those who do watch my content and that are like this, you know, that's your thing and fair play to you, do whatever you want, watch wrestling however you want, but you are exactly the kind of fans that Vince loves. those with a 20-minute memory that can't remember that for like 2 hours / 2.5 hours, the show was absolute garbage. Sure, it had little bright spots, you know, like Jericho and Owens cut an excellent promo together. You know, Goldberg, seeing Goldberg as the Universal Champion again, like with a world title around his waist again. That was a very cool moment for those of us that, you know, were born in the 90s. Or should I say early 90s and not some fucking millennials. You know, or even those of us that were actually born before the 90s. What am I on about? Those that were born with us in the 80s, hell, even the 70s. My dad is a huge Goldberg fan, and to come to think of it, I haven't even told him that Goldberg has won the Universal title yet. He'd probably be fucking, you know, I wouldn't say he'd be thrilled because he don't want to wrestle anymore, but if you mention Goldberg's name to 9 out of 10 fans, 9 out of 10 real wrestling fans, they'd know who the fuck he is, and they'd be thrilled that the man who freaking killed people for a living back in the 90s is champion again. But some people weren't. And we'll get on to that and why, in my opinion, that went wrong a little bit later on. Oh, actually, say the truth, I don't want to say this. It's not really something cool for me to speak about. So we're going to quickly get it over and done with now. I love Goldberg, but WWE, the reason why it was seemingly so short at Fastlane because they were scared that Goldberg's going to get injured, you know, before his match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And they put a lot of faith into Goldberg, and I get that, I can understand that. But here is the thing, man, and here's the real deal Titus O'Neil factor in that. What are we going to have at WrestleMania? We know Lesnar is the most notoriously, I wouldn't say dangerous. I'm not going to slag off the guy. I mean, not half as dangerous as I feel like Samoa Joe is, but that's another topic for another time. And not slagging Samoa Joe off. I'm not a huge fan, but we'll get into that. I feel like, man, did you see Goldberg sweat? He was sweating so hard after that F5, man. Like the guy, and I know some people, oh, Goldberg, he finally took a bump and things like that. Man, he needs to get in training. I always remember what Stone Cold said once on a podcast. Stone Cold said you can be in shape, which Goldberg is, in my opinion, or you can be in ring shape, which Goldberg isn't, in my opinion. I mean, I remember when The Rock come back, he was training with Kurt Hawkins or some shit like that, funnily enough, for his in-ring return. Man, Goldberg, get down to the Performance Center, bro. Fucking hook yourself up with some, like, you know, with some freaking matches against, you know, an accomplished wrestler. Hell, even see if, you know, freaking you can go like 5 minutes or something with someone that you're comfortable working with, maybe. I don't know, man. Just don't blow up after 2 moves, man. Or, you know, I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned. Not to bitch about him, but I'm concerned. Jericho and Owens are also going to face off for the Universal title. Sami Zayn lost again, which I'm not happy about. I don't like that at all. I mean, a lot of people, you know, he's an underdog, don't worry, that's his gimmick. For those people that say that, I just simply remind you, do you not remember Rey Mysterio's title reign in 2006? Like, an underdog, yeah, okay, they're a guy that's not expected to win per se, but they actually do end up winning some of the time. You know, kind of like Bournemouth in the English Premier League or something, you know. They're probably short of like Sunderland and that, who are shit. Sorry, Sunderland fans. Football analogy, basically fucking a team that ain't expected to win all the time, but does sometimes and always puts on decent performances for the most part, and is always in the match for the most part. That's an underdog. You know, Sami Zayn is blurring the line now between underdog and, I don't want to say jobber, it's not that bad, but come on, bro. Get better is all I could say. The women's segment was good in the fact that Charlotte got back into the match via Stephanie, got back into WrestleMania, I should say, the title picture via Stephanie, which is fine. Charlotte had to earn, Sasha Banks had to earn her way in, which she did by beating Bayley in a singles match. Where is Nia Jax, dude? You literally just had her lose for the first time last night, and now she's not even on Raw. The same for Rusev. God damn it, man. And hell, even had Big Show in there to beat someone up. Or did he? I don't think he did. Dude, this is just everything that's wrong with Raw. You need to get Sasha and Nia in that title match. Sasha already is, but you get my point. You need to get Nia in that title match. The Cruiserweight match was also blooming hella good. That was alright. I mean, Neville, forget King of the Cruiserweights. How about Saviour of the Cruiserweights? I get the feeling that I haven't covered every point that I wanted to here. Samoa Joe beat Jericho with the Coquina Clutch on the outside. Fair enough. Joe has to look strong. I understand that, but I would prefer the double count out. You know, Jericho, he hit a code breaker afterwards, so, you know, it was alright. The main event, oh man, like, this is what I'm on about. You tease us with Undertaker versus Strowman, and then you basically say, no, fuck that, LOL, it's just a prank, bro. And then you give us fucking, you know, Taker versus Roman Reigns, and thank God Undertaker chokeslam Roman. That's all I've got to say. I still want Taker versus Strowman. There is nothing wrong with Strowman losing to Taker at WrestleMania. Hell, have him in Hell's Gate for like 5 minutes. Have him like tease getting up about 3 or 4 times, and then literally after being in the hold for like 5 minutes, and you can even see Undertaker starting to fade, have Strowman fade first, and like, you know, have the Undertaker win at WrestleMania. Should have never had the Undertaker lose at WrestleMania anyway, man. Oh, that's a whole discussion for another day. I think I might actually use one of these episodes to discuss that in the future. As far as SmackDown went, as I said, brilliant. Fucking AJ Styles did lose to Randy Orton, but even the minute booking details, like, you know, the phenomenal forearm into the RKO is a predictable spot, and I love how AJ realised that. Like, you know, they portrayed him as realising that, not going for the forearm straight after knocking Randy down, because he knew he was going to, he kind of forced into it, like faked it, if you know what I mean. And then did a phenomenal 450, missed that, and then got RKO'd. You know, just a little minute details like that explaining why SmackDown is so much better than Raw. John Cena and Nikki Bella beat fucking James Ellsworth and Carmella with stereo finishes and then the STFU, which is fine, I guess. I mean, Ellsworth is a comedy character, what the fuck. Just don't let Carmella get too wasted away. Like, she could still be something. Ziggler and Mojo Rawley had something going on backstage. The Miz and Maurice did actually attack John Cena and Nikki Bella after that match, which was a great way for them to garnish some heat back. Alexa Bliss got turned on by Mickie James, which was brilliant. Natalya, for what it's worth, also turned on Becky Lynch in that tag team match, although I don't think you could do that if you weren't really friends in the first place. You get what I mean. Alexa Bliss will be defending her title against every woman on the SmackDown Live roster, in the words of Daniel Bryan. The thing is about this, do you mean every woman who isn't currently booked in a match or currently isn't heading to be booked in a match? So, for example, do you mean Nikki Bella? Do you mean Maurice? And if so, what kind of match? Now, either that was WWE leaving some ambiguity, leaving it open in the first place, so we, they can build it a bit more, or Daniel Bryan completely fluffed his lines and didn't know shit. Hell, to be honest, I haven't watched Talking Smack yet, so it might have been revealed on there. So, if that has been the case, I apologise. Bray Wyatt didn't turn up, which I said before, in my opinion, is a mistake. What else happened? Freaking bloody hell, it was actually really good as well. Is that everything, or am I missing something? James Ellsworth. Dean Ambrose got attacked by freaking Baron Corbin. You'd think after 3 or 4 times Dean Ambrose would realise, dude, this guy just loves sneak attacking me. I shouldn't play into his hands. But alright, quite an innovative spot actually. He got crushed in brackets, if you will, by a forklift and various things like that. And Baron Corbin just fucked him up. The guy's clearly winning the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. I have no problem with that. To me, Dean Ambrose is stale as fuck, especially considering he won the title almost this time last year and didn't really do fuck all with anything. A lot of people actually don't remember that in between Roman You know, they might do. Probably because it was the brand split, but a lot of people actually don't even remember that Dean Ambrose was champion. Like, I spoke to one of my mates the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, man, when the brand split started, Dean Ambrose was champion." He was like, "Oh, really? I thought it was AJ." Because, you know, AJ won it really kind of soon after the brand split and was such a huge part of SmackDown, and still is. For what it's worth, it looks like they're going ahead with the AJ Shane McMahon thing. Not that I have any beef with Shane McMahon, but oh, dude, do not face AJ, man. Oh God, can we not have AJ in a fatal 4-way with Luke Harper and Randy Orton? I mean, I get that they need to build it up for an extra couple of weeks, but how they had it a couple of weeks ago, both man winning a #1 contender battle royal, and then like, you know, Randy denouncing, then re-announcing, if you will, his participation at WrestleMania. Dude, fatal 4-way. You know, you got the whole Wyatt, well, you know, former Wyatt family in there beefing, but then you got the freaking wild card is AJ. Like, you know, oh, dude. And poor old Luke Harper, he wasn't even seen today, man. What are his thoughts on fucking, on you know, the Wyatt family compound getting burnt down? Like, is he going to go back to Bray now, you know, and things like that? I don't know, man. Various different points. But anyway, guys, we're running out of time. So hopefully you have enjoyed this. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And tell me who you think AJ would like to face at WrestleMania and who you would like The Undertaker to face. I'm out. Peace.